that's what we love.
Speaking of Stinger series, what made you launch this extravaganza, this new bad boy?
Well, so there's, a lot of people are questioning, so why did you bring out another class of screen print equipment if screen print is, not as prominent as it was 8 years ago, and it's more digital oriented. So we keep developing in the digital space, no doubt, but the screen category, we're competing more regularly with M&R equipment in the market.
We are our own competition.
Our single biggest competitor, I'm proud to say, is a used piece of M&R equipment. And we have to make new equipment. And so we've taken classic design, combining like technologies from the Sportsman class machine and the Cobra, which are two of the best-selling machines in the company's history, married them up, made it much more affordable. We've added warranties to that we've never done before, 5-year warranty.
5 years on the Stingers.
Yeah, on the Stingers. And we think we can capture a pretty significant space. So if someone's considering a used piece of equipment or an M&R new piece of equipment that's classic design with 5-year warranties, it also has technology in it, new phase technology, this MPR management, production, software and connectivity in the machines itself. We're given a kick basically back into the screen print category that we really love the most. So that's why the Stinger was developed. It's a class of the Hornet and the Yellow Jacket are two of the products. There soon will be a dryer that comes out called the Hive. We've got a Wasp smaller press that's coming out. So it's just really taking the best of what M&R has been known for years, putting a slightly different twist on it, and really just going back hard into the screen print category. We want everyone to consider an M&R machine in whatever category that they're decorating and we think the Stinger series fits a unique niche for us.
It really is an American classic.
Yeah.
You've mentioned DTF a little bit. Can you tell us how M&R got started in the DTF game?
I'm glad you asked that question. It's a fun story. Wasn't a lot of market research. At the time, our good friend Peter Walsh was with us, and just a few years ago. And Peter was always great coming over, and we talk, and he'd say, "Hey, mate, there's something else out there we need to take a look at." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he starts describing this transfer process. Nah, transfers, is that really us, Peter? It's coming. Trust me. All right, so we listened and we talked about it quite a lot. And then I had a meeting with a couple other people, and they kept dropping it. I'd see a podcast or two, and they kept dropping it as a conversation piece. I'm like, well, I'm really intrigued with this. I sit down and talk to them a little bit more. And shortly, I was on a plane to go investigate this with some of our technical guys. Steve Chetty was one of the guys. And we were really aware this is a space that's really diving in. And so Peter Walsh was the guy that really tipped us off that, hey, you got to go there. And so we did. And boy, thank you, Peter.
Shout out
for that guidance. He's offered a lot of guidance to me in my life and my career, certainly. But he gets a lot of credit for what we're doing right now in DTF. He really was the inspiration for this. So, yeah.
Now we're the best in the business.
We're doing a lot of this stuff, the stuff behind us, right? All this stuff is
consumables,
film, right? That's
yeah.
Going into DTF machines, and we're actually lower on inventory right now than we have been. If you were here 2 months ago, a month ago, going into the peak season, it was we couldn't move in this facility, and much like our facility in Poland, we currently are doing the same work in Poland that we're doing here with our DTF program, where our guys take it in, they modify it, turn it into an M&R device. They stack all the film and everything, and it's just been
amazing.
Tremendous success for us over there. Your poor dad is having to manage a lot of that stuff in a very tight space. I was just there recently, and they're doing a lot of good work over there.
Yeah, it was
for the same reasons. So yeah, anyway, good stuff.
So graphics presses, they've been built since I was just a baby at M&R. What are you seeing in this area of business?
Well, it's been a renaissance. That's been one of the things that's been a little bit of a surprise in 2025 and now into 2026. As you know, right, M&R has had been building graphic presses for many, many years in the screen category. A lot of that went away into the digital era, right? 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago. So we saw less demand in in graphic screen. And then all of a sudden last year, it's like, wow, people are interested in graphic screen again. And this machine behind this is a processor, right? This is a massive,
Huge
piece of equipment. It was just a couple months ago, we made an Insignia in this space, which is same category, different machine, huge again. And the guys that are working on this equipment are truly craftsmen. They were doing this stuff 10, 15 years ago. Many of them came back to help us build this. So there's a renaissance in graphic screen again, and the great craftsmanship and technology that our guys have developed with processors, Insignias, Conquest, Renegades, Saturn, that's back. And so we're very happy to be back in the category of graphic screen, and we think it's going to be a significant piece of our business in 2026. So yeah, we're really excited about it. Yeah.
I think it's also cool that the guys that used to build these back in the day retired and then now come back to work at M&R on these things. It just shows, we are true blue.
Their commitment
Yeah.
is right there. They leave, but they want to come back and be a part of this. And man, we're so excited to have these folks back in, and they teach us something every day new about ourselves. So,
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
people. Yeah.